Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studios in Madison. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN. Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Let's go! That's right. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin getting you ready for everything Packers, Bears, Sunday. I got to get my goggles on. I'm Ben Brust. Got some floaties on, some goggles on, some flip-flops on. And alongside me, looking like he's scared of the cold water, because we are jumping in Lake Michigan as a show. As Kyle zips his jacket up.
I'm preparing myself.
That's Kyle Wallace. If the Packers win, we're in Lake Michigan. Say something, Kyle.
I'm preparing myself for a victory on Sunday, which means the Green Bay playoff plunge will be a go. So I need to mentally and physically prepare myself for jumping in Lake Michigan.
That's Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, longtime NFL punter with the sunscreen on the nose. You're an SPF 50 guy if I've ever looked at one.
Oh, minimum SPF 50. I got SPF 50 plenty on this nostril of mine. I got the full-on brim straw hat. I'm ready to roll, guys. I mean, I got the guns showing here.
Look at that.
But you can't have too much sunscreen on. I am also ready for the Green Bay Polar Plunge, although I don't think it's going to be as easy as we all think on Sunday afternoon.
I don't like that sort of preview on a day like today where we're getting ready and excited about a victory. 800-990-3776 is the number to get into the show. Also, the ESPN Wisconsin Talkin' text line. We're streaming on YouTube at ESPN Madison, at ESPN Milwaukee. You can see Kyle in a full jacket, Brad with a sleeveless USA, nice looking. This is beachwear for you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, living in Jacksonville, you got to invest in good beachwear.
You are white, man.
I'm white. I'm really white, and these shoulders, they haven't seen sun.
What are you talking about? You were just in Jacksonville. You take 8 vacations a year.
Yeah, but I mean, still, in Jacksonville in December, it's not necessarily like beach weather. We're a little chilly.
That's fair. That's fair. Look, I cannot wait. This is the most excitement I've felt getting ready for some sort of game. Like, I don't care about the national championship football game on Monday. I don't care about any other NFL game Saturday or Sunday. This is not the Super Bowl because it's the Bears Super Bowl. This is the next step in the Jordan Love journey of showing the franchise quarterback that he is and will continue to be moving forward. We do have an early poll question for you to react to on Twitter at KBN ESPN. Are you more nervous or confident for Sunday's game? 800-990-3776. Again, 800-990-ESPN. Brad, I'll start with you. I did not like your early jittery response to open the show, but how you feeling?
You know, as the Packers started to tick off some wins, right? You got some big wins against the Detroit Lions and the Kansas City Chiefs. Then you faltered a little bit against the Giants and the Buccaneers, but the Carolina Panther win helps. And as you looked at how the landscape was going to be for this Green Bay Packer team, where it's basically, 3 straight wins, then 2 straight wins. When we were looking at the 2 straight wins last week, beat the Vikings and then go beat the Bears. I wasn't too concerned with the Vikings, right? You had quarterback issues. You had a team that was sort of falling flat, not trending in the right direction. I didn't have that much fear about them. That does not characterize how I feel about the Chicago Bears, however. I said even last week on the show and in Green Bay pregame show before the Vikings game that I was more nervous about the Bears game than I was about the Vikings. I even said after the Carolina Panther game that I did not think the Packers were going to make the playoffs because they would beat the Vikings and they would lose to the Bears. I still hold on to my level of concern. I'll give you my game prediction a little bit later in the show, but here's where I'm more nervous than I am confident. Look, guys, this Chicago defense is nasty. They are allowing less than 20 points per game in 5 straight games. No team has scored 20 points on them in 5 straight games. They're leading the league in rushing, 84 yards, so it's going to fall even more on the shoulders of Jordan Love. This team has nothing to lose, everything to gain, and the Packers are the exact opposite. It's the perfect ingredients for an upset. Now,
all right, I'm done with Brad. I'm
not saying it's going to happen, but it makes me nervous.
Kyle Wallace, you are the biggest Packer fan I'm going to put you ahead of Torey Lowe, man. You don't watch TV or football. You're a disaster to work with and be around when the Packers lose. How are you feeling? More nervous or confident?
Listen, fellas, this is uncharted territory for this current form of the Green Bay Packers and my new love in Jordan Love as the franchise quarterback of the Packers. There have been many things and he's faced this season, but he has checked so many boxes and successes throughout this year. But I must admit, I'm anxious and a little nervous for this game, not because I'm afraid of the Chicago Bears. It's just because of the fact that this is a huge game. If you're a fan of the Green Bay Packers, based off this season, based off this team, what is in front of us, you should be a little bit nervous. When we had Aaron Rodgers, I walked around with my chest out and I walked around confidently. Why? Because Aaron Rodgers has proven and showed what he can do in clutch moments. That's why I was so confident. I will put money on this game. I still believe the Green Bay.
That's big.
That is.
No.
I mean,
with Aaron Rodgers. That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, though, is that this is the first time that this Green Bay Packers team has this opportunity. And so, yes, I'm a little fearful, but it's not fearful of the defense that you're talking about.
Right.
I'm not fearful of Justin Fields.
Right.
This is just the fear of the unknown that this team has never been in this position. But I'm also excited. So I might be a little nervous. I might be anxious, but I am like a kid who's waiting for Christmas for that big day because this is a huge game. It can be a statement game for the Green Bay Packers. So do I fear the Bears? Absolutely not, because the only thing you should fear is fear itself.
800-990-3776. Let's go to Dustin in Waukesha. What do you got? Are you more nervous or are you more confident?
Oh, I'm more confident. I'm the opposite of what the former caller was. Last year, we were afraid. I don't want to say we were afraid going to play Detroit, but we did not have. There was a tendency to be hesitant, right? Now, yeah, we are unknown. We do not know what's going to happen in terms of Jordan Love. This is his first game going into a possible playoff situation. But we got all the weapons. We're going to have two pretty stud tight ends. We got our number one wide receiver. If people want to say that to Watson, but I think I look at the weapons we have on the other side with just –
Hey, you're good. You're good. List off the team. You can say whatever you want.
I feel real good about it.
That's good.
I feel real damn good about it because you know what? We have Jordan Love. Rodgers last year was on his way out. Love is on his way up. This is it.
Thank you, Dustin in Waukesha.
Listen, Dustin said he feel real damn good because he got Jordan Love. That's the energy that I need.
I think we might have to ban Brad Nortman from talking in the first segment after the way he was like, respect the opponent. I'm nervous.
Bumps that opponent, man. I ain't worried. Listen,
you worry about yourself. You don't worry about them. You worry about doing your job.
How about how nervous are you for the Joe Barry defense?
What are you doing right now?
I'm just saying, these are things you have to think about. This isn't a waltz in there. We can look past the opponent, playoff we go. This is not lowly old Bears.
See, you don't trust
Jay. Team.
See, listen, I trust Jay Love. Y'all, we asked a question yesterday, would you want Jay Love driving down the field in the game or the defense? Here's my mentality. I trust Jay Love to take care of business at all times, but I really trust Jay Love to give us that lead. So I'm not concerned about the Bears defense and with Jay Love because what he has displayed this year, regardless of who was in front of him, especially late in this season, he has been one of the best, if not the best quarterback since week 11 in the NFL. Okay, in the NFL, this might be the best quarterback the Bears have faced in the last 5 games. We're talking about, they're 5-2. Listen, I don't care about that. They ain't faced the J Love. They ain't faced the dude that literally is resilient. He is the epitome. If you look in the dictionary, you look up what resilient is, you will find Jordan Love because that's exactly what he has been.
I was going to ask you what your definition is of resilient, but I'm glad you just said you'll find Jordan Love.
Well, Jordan Love's going to have to be the hero because the defense surely isn't going to. I don't think this Packer team is going to run the ball with a ton of success, so it is going to fall on the shoulders of Jordan Love. That and that alone is the reason why I do think the Packers are going to pull off the win because I do trust in Jordan Love. I do think he is the most capable quarterback. In any given NFL stalemate, the better quarterback tends to win. So I do believe the Packers are going to win, but darn it, I am nervous. I do not think this is going to be an easy game on Sunday, and it could go in a lot of different directions.
800-990-3776. I love Dustin Waukesha's energy and a lot of people on the text line and on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison agree. Because, look, you have so much in front of you that I'm not trying to look at what the Bears defense have done against crap the last 5 games,
That's
right?
what I'm saying.
Like Jordan Love, if anything, Jordan Love's test against the Vikings makes me even more confident because that was a team defensively. I don't care who they put out at quarterback. What he did, 4 total touchdowns, 3 passing, 1 rushing, and just looking absolutely electric gives me confidence that, like, again, you can almost look at the Vikings game as de facto playoff game number 1 because you're not in de facto playoff game against the Bears if you don't beat the Vikings. So he rose to the occasion then. That's giving me confidence based off what I've seen last week to feel confident this week.
That boy preaching today. He was on some other stuff yesterday. That boy is preaching today. He put on this little swimsuit, and all of a sudden he became the genius. He preaching today. Preach.
There's
Preacher.
less pressure last week than this week, though.
No,
Oh my
sure.
gosh.
There was,
Okay,
for sure.
no, why was there less pressure last week on the
Bigger
road?
rivalry at home. This isn't actually a playoff game.
But-
this is actually the one that gets him in. So there's more build-up for this game than there was last week.
No, last week there
For
was
sure.
pressure as well.
And
I
honestly,
mean, it
this
builds up,
Bears
but it's still
team is
pressure.
better than the Vikings last week.
Wow.
For sure.
Well, yeah, I
Wow.
mean, I'll say that too because they started Jared Hall.
Yeah,
you
of
know,
course.
like
So
it's
that's why-
okay
that's
to
why
say.
there was very little
But,
fear in
but
last
what,
week.
what Kyle and I are looking at right now is the way that they have gotten to this point, and that is Jordan Love. That is what he did against a good defense, giving up 5 less points per game than they did last year. A defense that pressures and blitzes, and that would normally affect a young, inexperienced quarterback, but not first-year starter. That is what, Kyle? Resilient. You look it up in the dictionary, you see his beautiful face.
You'll see that
Let's go to
beautiful
Montrell
face.
in Milwaukee. Keep the train rolling. 800-990-3776. More nervous or confident for Sunday, Montrell?
Man, I got to be honest. I'll only be nervous if Justin Fields gets to running around, reminding me of some old school Kaepernick mess. But if they keep him in the pocket, make him beat you throwing. If you make him beat you throwing, you're good. But if he gets to running around, I'm going to get really, really nervous, guys. All right, buddy.
All right, Montrell. Again, he's on the realism side with Brad Nortman. I think Kyle and I would be being more realistic with using what's in front of us.
Exactly.
I'd say that's more nervous energy coming out than, focusing on what the positive has been and how they've gotten to a position. The Bears didn't get in a position to go make the playoffs. The Bears got to a position to play in a Super Bowl to end the Packers season. The Packers are still, in my opinion, playing for more and are playing with a little bit more less fear than they were last year against the Lions because it already felt like a bad season heading into the Lions game at home at Lambeau. Here, you're playing with that young energy, not worried. We're going to continue on the path, do what we've been doing. We got here doing that. Don't change a thing other than contain Justin Fields, which I do think is valid. 800-990-3776 on the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. Appleman in the Orchard chimes in. He says, a little bit nervous, but remember, guys, Rodgers is the one that choked in these games. Appleman pruning apples, and that's another good point. We're gonna get you guys thinking of all of Packerland, trying to think of what the last victory in Lambeau Field that was like a really, really big moment. And believe it or not, it's hard to think about, and you don't want to think about. And I would love for Jordan Love to be the one to have that game that we're like, well, remember when the first-year quarterback had his opportunity against the Bears, against a rival to go to the playoffs? He delivered. Let's go to Josh in Oregon. Josh, bring the heat.
Yeah, I got to agree with the couple other callers on here that it's all about if we can contain Justin Fields running the ball. And I'm a little bit nervous only because Justin Fields is the one playing for a contract and trying to be part of this organization. So he's got a lot on his plate. He's actually going to be playing for this
I agree
game.
with you, Josh, but you know who else is still playing for a contract? Jordan Love. Like you can help go from $45 million annually, and I'm not even joking, to $50 million annually in your first opportunity to go to the playoffs in your first season, and on a 325 game where a lot of the world will be watching. I think this is a huge chance for him to make more money if he plays well against this Bears defense that everyone's scared of.
Just easier to do well if you're Justin Fields against the Joe Barry defense.
Let Josh go. I'm so sick of your negativity.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Oh, well, look what you did. Look what you did.
I was supporting him. I was supporting our
caused
caller.
Josh to drop off of
Nope,
that
I was
negative
supporting
energy.
him.
Listen,
you and I are on the same page.
Here's my whole thing: is that you believe in the Bears defense more so than you believe in the Green Bay Packers.
More than Jordan Love.
More than
I didn't
Jaden
say
Reed.
that.
More than
I said
your guy.
the-
I don't
the
care what
opposite.
you said. We're telling you what we feel.
I said the exact opposite. I said Jordan Love is the reason this team is going to win, and he's the only reason. He needs to come out and have a baller game because I don't see this defense doing what they need to do to really slow them down. There is one There's one thing that I think the defense can capitalize on.
What is that?
We're going to wait for call your shot. We're going to wait for 1 hour from right now when we call our shots on the game. There is one thing I think the defense can do to help square that. But look, I think this is going to have to be Jordan Love's best game of the year in order for them to come out and win.
800-990-3776. We'll take your calls and your texts. We're on YouTube at ESPN Madison, at ESPN Milwaukee. We are dressed up in swimsuits. Kyle has a jacket on with a fur hood. Brad has a sleeveless tank on with sunscreen on his nose because guess what? I guess I didn't say myself. I got floaties on. I got flip-flops on, which nobody wants to see my toes, but we are jumping in Lake Michigan next week. If the Packers do win this game and make the playoffs, we pledge that, and we will follow through. So join us on YouTube, see our dumb outfits, and also get engaged in any way possible. We'll be back. I want to keep hearing. I want to keep the energy going, and I want to hear more from Kyle because I did not like anything that Brad said in the first segment. Let's go. Next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light.
The fact that I, within a month and a half, would have an opportunity to have Sierra thinking about me, oh, my goodness. I signed up to be with y'all, but I will happily be with Sierra.
All right, take it easy. Put it in the pants. Put it in the pants.
Stop it. Not that type of happy.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Metro Ford of Madison is Madison's trusted Ford dealership. Whether you're in the market for a new or new-to-you vehicle, Metro Ford of Madison has the customer service that's second to none. Metro Ford is also the home of the 2 years no-charge maintenance offer on new vehicle purchases, making it the place to go for the new Ford of your dreams. Browse their inventory, schedule a service, or see this month's offers at MetroFordOfMadison.com. That's MetroFordOfMadison.com.
We all share the same roads, but when an accident happens, we don't always share the same consequences. Big trucks can cause big damage. Injuries can be severe and may require a lifetime of care and compensation. Call Gruber Law Offices today. We can help you from the safety and comfort of your own home. Our virtual sign-up process is quick and easy. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
It's a mystery where Old Spice finds its amazing scents like Himalayan sea salt, but I'm thrilled they have because no other body wash exfoliates and moisturizes 24/7 like Old Spice Gentleman's Himalayan sea salt body wash. Now, if only there was a mountain range separating the Indian subcontinent from the Tibetan plateau where I could hide my Old Spice and keep my family from stealing it, my impossibly smooth skin will finally be safe.
Dash the Dane. That's right, Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company has expanded their delivery offerings with DoorDash. New customers get $5 off your first order of $25 or more. And don't forget, Dash Pass subscribers always receive free delivery. Order delivery today at GreatDanePub.com or on the DoorDash app and get food delivered from the Great Dane closest to you. Downtown, Hilldale, Fitchburg, or East Madison. Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company, Madison's home for craft beer and pub food since 1994.
Judy, a horse trainer and business owner from Cross Plains, wasn't going to let joint pain slow her down. She turned to the orthopedic surgeons at Sauk Prairie Healthcare.
I virtually forget I even had the hip replacements. It doesn't bother me to sit. It doesn't bother me to walk. It doesn't bother me to ride. So pain level, I suppose you could say 10 plus beforehand, and I don't have any pain in my hips at all now. It was wonderful.
Sauk Prairie Healthcare Orthopedics, now offering robotic-assisted knee replacement.
Mike Greenberg. Greeny. Why would you trade 3 number 1s for the first pick in the draft? Why would you move up to the second pick? Going to be less expensive. Why wouldn't you stay where you are and take Jaden Daniels and put good pieces around him and give him excellent coaching? Lamar Jackson was the last pick in the first round. Josh Allen was the 3rd quarterback taken the year that he came out. Patrick Mahomes was the 2nd quarterback drafted. I would not trade 3 number 1 picks for anyone.
Greeny, weekdays noon to 2 on 100.5 ESPN.
Farm has everything you need for happy backyard birds. And we mean everything. Like over 100 different types of wild bird foods and bird feeders. This week, get a 25-pound bag of black oil sunflower wild bird food for just $13.99. Plus, join us Saturday, January 13th at 9 a.m. to build and decorate a free birdhouse with your kids. Create family memories and find what you need for everyday life at Fleet Farm.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Getting you ready for Packers Bears on Sunday. Winning, you're in. Jordan Love statement game, Jordan Love moment. First one of many. I think that's fun to say. No matter what happens, got our guy. But I tell you what, I really do believe, as one of our callers said, well, I'm worried about Justin Fields because he's playing for his contract. Jordan Love's playing for a bigger contract, in my opinion. Am I right, Kyle?
No, at the end of the day, we're talking about playing for a contract. Listen, Justin Fields is who he is. This is year number 3. You understand, he can try to be better than what he is, but he ain't. Because if he wanted to, he would practice and practice and practice and be better. But Justin Fields is who he has shown to us to be. And so I don't know.
And I hope we say he is what we thought he is.
But no, so all of a sudden you think he's going to turn into Superman on Sunday? Come on now. Dude ain't Cam Newton. Dude is Justin Fields. And all he is a okay quarterback that can use his legs but is inaccurate and can't throw downfield very well.
You know who's a pro at turning quarterbacks into superheroes, though?
I hate you right now. I hate you.
Seriously. I mean, I get no pleasure out of saying any of this, right? I get no pleasure out of my gut telling me I'm nervous. I want the Packers to win. I think they are going to win. But this is not going to be some easy, oh, yeah, we got this. Let's start thinking about the playoffs. This is an improved Bears team, and there are some flaws in this Packer team that might be fatal.
800-990-3776. Are you more confident or are you more nervous for Sunday's game? You can see us on YouTube. Brad has a wonderful tank on with sweet glasses, and if I've ever met anybody in the world that looks like an SPF 50 sunscreen guy, it is Brad, who has the whitest, reddest arms of all time.
Is that strong? Is SPF? Is that
SPF 50 is
50
very
high?
strong. I think you turn whiter if you wear SPF 50.
Yeah, I don't even mess with 30. 50 is my floor. Give me that 50 or more.
Oh wow. Okay.
I've been known to throw on 70.
Oh.
Why
They're 70?
They're 70.
Oh, you must be ghostly.
Kyle, you're not a sunscreen guy, right?
I'm trying to be sunscreen because though I have a lot of melanin in me, it will not block the sun rays. So I'm trying to.
Hilsey chimes in as he mentioned Brad is ready for his 2028 trip to Bora Bora that he's already packed for. Again, get involved. Are you more confident or nervous? And again, I don't even think I've answered. Because
you have
yeah,
not.
what are you, Ben?
You went at Brad because Brad just he was negative. Kyle, Brust, and negative Brad.
Yeah, whoever on YouTube
that
said that.
True.
It's Kyle Brust and negative today, KBN. I'm gonna say I'm nervous, but more of like an anxious, excited nervous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's not like a nervous like we're gonna lay an egg. It's a nervous of like I can't wait to get there.
Yeah.
Right? Like I hate noon games in a big spot. Like I think this is a perfect 325 game, but that's another 3 hours and 25 minutes that you got to wait when you see the first kickoff on Sunday. And there's NFL football tomorrow. And I don't care about it. I just want to get to 325, and I want to see what I believe in Jordan Love showing in the biggest moment of the season. He is who we think he is versus Justin Fields, who we know what we think he is. Let's go to Damien in West Bend. Damien, welcome into Kyle, Brust, Nortman. Are you more nervous or confident?
I'm more confident, man.
Love it.
I got 2 points, I guess. One is everyone keeps comparing this to last year when we were a downtrodden, depressed team in a must-win situation, where this year we're a young team excited for their chance to get into the playoffs against not the 11-5 Detroit Lions coming up. The Bears are still 2 years out from being that type of team.
Powerful.
And the other thing that I think is that everyone's kind of ignoring Jair. Jair doesn't want to lose his job to a seventh-round pick. He's going to come out and he's going to ball out and shut down DJ Moore.
I actually think that last point's very, very interesting.
Agree.
Thank you for the call, Damien. It's going to go two of which ways. It's going to go that way, or he's going to shut down because something doesn't go his way. But, like, I don't know, man. Based off his media availability, it feels as if he's going to bring it. And everyone needs to bring it because this is a playoff game, and you need everyone on this roster, all 53, to be connected in every which way because you don't win we'll call it a playoff game. You don't win a game like this if everyone's not going in the same direction. And if there's ever a time for Jair, who has been a problem in the locker room, to be in the same direction, it better be Week 18.
I actually do believe that Jair is a dude. He's a player. We know that. He knows he can bring it. And the minute you're a competitive player and you get that kind of resistance, you get pushed up against and prove it kind of mentality, boy, I think that's the time you thrive. I think Jair is going to play and play well.
KBN Nation chiming in, 800-990-3776. The biggest thing the Bears are going to win is a better draft spot. I love that. That was Chris from the 262. We got Mitch in the 414. I'm not concerned about the Bears beating the Packers. I am worried about the Packers losing the game. That's Mitch in Milwaukee. Interesting perspective, I guess.
Yeah, because the team that can beat the Packers is the Packers. That's the big thing with this week. And why I'm nervous, but I feel good, is because of what the Packers were able to do last week. And I understand this defense is not to be trusted whatsoever. But the guys that had big games last week, like a Preston Smith, I like that type of thing.
Preston.
I like when a veteran who's been there before has an opportunity in a game like that and he shines. And that's what I look forward to this week is because, listen, this is an evenly somewhat matched up game. We're not playing a juggernaut offense. Our defense is more than capable in creating pressure and stopping the Chicago Bears. That's why I don't feel like you should be super nervous about this game in the negative way, thinking Justin Fields is going to run all over us. Again, their offense is not that good. Like I said yesterday, you have a stoppable force versus a movable object going against each other. They're both not great. Who's going to be a little bit better? And I think the Green Bay Packers, just because
Jay Love.
Leadership, Jay Love, but on defense, I trust Preston. I trust Rashawn. And I trust Kenny Clark.
We've gotten at Matt LaFleur at different times. Obviously, myself, I had a Matty Mouse voice, but, like, he's been here before. You know what I mean? Coach Eberflus, right? I don't even want to mention a Bears coach's name.
He's a loser.
Exactly. Chris in O-Town chimes in. He's our official infidelity victim of KBN Nation. He's 100% confident. We don't have a bad quarterback, and the Bears perform as well as my ex-wife's lawyer in court. Terribly. Packers by 18. Chris in O-Town, baby.
Oh, wow. Man won
Strong.
in the divorce court, huh?
I mean,
oh wow! She must have
do you not know the story? I mean,
I know she must have dogged him.
Yeah,
it must have been a cheater situation. He was caught on film.
Chris in O-Town famously, we'll revisit this. He's fine with. He's the infidelity victim for a reason. His best friend cheated on his wife.
Cheated with his wife.
Yes, there you go.
Oh wow,
that's harsh.
Wow!
Did they get caught? So he caught him.
Oh,
caught him in action.
If I know Chris in O-Town, he caught him.
Oh wow!
That's harsh.
And maybe we caught the Bears at the right time, just like Chris in O-Town's wife.
And here's the thing. I don't know why anybody would be confident in the Chicago Bears. When you think about it, right, it is the Chicago Bears. What have they done to make you feel confident that the Bears can go to Lambeau in a game that matters for the Packers and ruin their season?
Hey, Kyle, hit me with those stats again. I know you don't have them on hand, but I'm sure you got them in the noggin.
The Green Bay Packers have won 9 straight games against the Chicago Bears. The Green Bay Packers have won, I believe, 13 of 15 games at Lambeau against the Chicago Bears. And I believe it's 13 of 14 games the Packers have won they've won 13 of the last 14 games against the Bears. I'm just telling you, but just not even the Packers' dominance. What have the Bears done? Last year, we're talking about last season, which, like the caller said, downtrodden Green Bay Packers team. But this year, when you think about it, that Lions team was a team that was ascending. This Chicago Bears team is not ascending. We should not be afraid of the Chicago Bears like that.
They're playing their best football right now.
But against, like, really, though?
They are, though.
Okay, yeah, they're playing their best football, but are they a good football team?
They're okay. Which is enough to scare me. And it's mostly, it's not necessarily due to the Bears, it's due to the Packers, right? We talked about yesterday, what's their identity? One of the words I used was immaturity. And immaturity can come out in a lot of different ways. It primarily comes out in inconsistency. This team, I have actually, maybe there are some teams they can't beat, like Ravens and 49ers. They can beat 30 teams, 29 teams in this league. No problem. They're that talented and that good. They can also lose to darn near any team as well. So it's less
they proved
about
that with the Carolina Panthers, but they got the win.
It's less about the Bears and more about which team shows up Sunday. I'm confident Jordan Love is going to come out and do his thing. And he's going to need to because they have just enough weaponry to make me nervous.
Well, here's the thing. We need everybody to be there and engage because we know our great friend from the South of ESPN 1000, David Kaplan, he joined us. And if you missed that, you can listen back on Wisconsin On Demand. He's a meathead, and he's in a Bears jersey in Lambeau Field. And I need everyone to sign up for this if you have not, and that is the official ride to Green Bay. Get your tickets to the bus service that has private restrooms and all-you-can-drink packages. There's still room, limited. Get in these buses now. It's an amazing experience. I've done it twice this season. You don't have to worry about driving up. You don't have to worry about driving back. And you get a round-trip ride with access to an all-you-can-eat and drink tailgate at the bar on Holmgren Way. Make your game day experience a VIP when you use promo code ESPN20 off. Real quick, ESPN20 off, and it will get you some deals. Check it out at golfwanakey.com, milwaukeebroadhouse.com. You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Mo from Illinois, very, very quick, please, before we get to Rob Domofsky.
Hi, gentlemen. I just want to make a quick comment. I see a lot of people nervous on Twitter all week, but let us remember that the Bears will always suck. They've always sucked. They always will. They haven't won in Lambeau Field since 2015.
That's logic, Brad.
Justin Fields is athletic. Yeah, and Justin Fields' athletic ability is scary, don't get me wrong, but the Packers could contain him. Quay Walker's going to be a huge
Quay didn't play against the Giants. I like that. Mo, we got to keep rolling. I like the points. We'll get to Rob Domofsky coming up next. We'll keep the vibes rolling. Are you more confident or nervous? Plus, what 2 words will Rob Domofsky describe the Packers' identity? That's next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
And I said, it just came out. I said, are y'all going to talk the whole show like this? Good for you. For the next 25 minutes, all they said was they started ribbing me. Oh, you going to clap like that the whole time? You going to laugh like that the whole time?
No.
You going to lay back like that the whole time? Why don't y'all go sit over in the open seats?
Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
83-81, Stoughton with the ball. Bernholtz fires up a 3, and it's nothing but net tie. Bernholtz cannot miss today. 84-83.
Zimbrick Honda's Prep Mania is also brought to you by Canopy Wealth Management, Pasquale's Cantina, UW Credit Union, Stoughton Trailers, the GRB Academy, and Stoughton Health.
Smoking hot deals just keep coming with quick hot savings from Quick Trip. And right now we're cooling off with $2.99 a gallon Nature's Touch milk. All 1 gallon, 2%, 1%, and skim Nature's Touch milk, just $2.99. Hey, looking to make that perfect movie night milkshake? Or how about making those morning waffles extra fluffy? Our fresh, straight from our dairy Nature's Touch milk is on sale and ready for your fridge. Quick hot savings from Quick Trip. Yeah, we're here to save you some moolah.
At UW Credit Union, our home loans have everything you need for your next big step, including up to $750 off closing costs for all home buyers. And first-time buyers can save even more. So if you're ready to trade roomies for more room, or your townhome for an out-of-town home, UW Credit Union will be with you from start to furnished. UW Credit Union. Apply online today. Equal housing lender. Credit may be limited as required by program. Visit uwcu.org for details.
Is your phone plan messing with your savings plan? Don't get stuck paying for things you don't want. With Verizon, you only pay for what you need. And for a limited time, when you bring your own phones to a Verizon store, you'll get an amazing price on your plan. Plus, you'll save on things you actually love, like the Netflix and Max with Ads bundle. And it's on our award-winning 5G network. Bring your phones to your Verizon store today for an incredible deal. A better plan to save is Verizon. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Greg Scalzo here for Buck and Honey's. Congratulations to the perennial Best of Madison Award winner by the folks at Madison Magazine. Meet me at Buck and Honey's to celebrate Wisconsin hospitality. Whether you're enjoying the view on the Yahara River in Monona, exploring Wanakee, visiting the OG in Sun Prairie, or checking out the new location in Mount Horeb, you can enjoy the Buck and Honey's experience in a neighborhood near you. Serving lunch and dinner 7 days a week with brunch every Saturday and Sunday. I'll see you at Buck and Honey's.
Smoking hot deals just keep coming with quick hot savings from Quick Trip. And right now we're cooling off with $2.99 a gallon Nature's Touch milk. All 1 gallon, 2%, 1%, and skim Nature's Touch milk, just $2.99. Hey, looking to make that perfect movie night milkshake? Or how about making those morning waffles extra fluffy? Our fresh, straight from our dairy Nature's Touch milk is on sale and ready for your fridge. Quick hot savings from Quick Trip. Yeah, we're here to save you some moolah.
Why are interscholastic sports called the last classroom of the day? Because they teach students important life lessons like teamwork, accountability, and perseverance.
Encourage your student to participate in the last classroom of the day. Interscholastic sports in Wisconsin.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We are Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. I'm Ben Brust. Kyle Wallace, huge Packer fan next to me, the heartbeat of the show, longtime NFL punter. Brad Nortman here with us. We're getting you ready. Good vibes only, unless your name's Brad Nortman. It's actually KBN. Kyle Brust and Negative, as YouTube pointed out, which I love. And if you aren't on YouTube, check out the outfits, because these are what we're jumping in Lake Michigan with if the Packers win on Sunday.
You know what?
You're taking your jacket off?
Listen, I'm feeling
You get more confident.
I'm feeling good. You know what? I got to get my body ready, and I think I may go in without a jacket. So I'm taking off a layer because I got to get myself ready for that plunge.
Brad Nortman looks like a guy who wears SPF 50, and he is wearing SPF 50.
You know it.
That's at ESPN Madison, at ESPN Milwaukee. Kyle, keep your shirt on. Joining us now on the ESPN Wisconsin Talking Text line is Rob Demovsky of ESPN. Rob, have you had a chance to check out the outfits at all? If not, you're missing out.
Oh, no, I saw it. I thought maybe Kyle was just getting ready to go skiing or something, or snowboarding.
It was a lot of fear.
I was nervous.
Kyle, we don't want to lose you, Kyle. That jacket looks like it could weigh a person down.
You know,
so
I thought about that.
Please take that off before you jump in.
I'll have one of those donuts ready to throw to him if he's sinking.
Thank you so much. I just took the jacket off because you're absolutely right, Rob.
Rob, we've been doing a lot of discussion, obviously, around this game, but let's start, which got a little heated yesterday. Kyle thinks we're crazy. We'll see where you land on this. We'll put it at 4 points, right? Down one score. Would you rather be down one score with Jordan Love with the ball, or down one score Justin?
You can stop.
Yes.
You can
See,
stop right
thank you.
Wait,
I don't want to lose to let Rob talk.
Let him finish. Rob, let him finish.
I just actually said this to actually a Division I college basketball assistant coach who happens to be a big Packers fan was texting me, and I said, if they need to get a stop to win the game, I don't like their chances. If they have to go down the field on a drive to win the game, I like their chances.
I like it.
Powerful.
Okay, all right, Rob. I mean,
Kyle, you coming around?
No, Brian Bulaga said, "Give me the lead." So I'm not listening to anybody.
Oh
else
wow! So you hear that, Rob? After all of the work you've done the last 30 years covering football, growing your resume, Kyle just doesn't care. He's going to trust the player because you've never played.
Hey, that's you know what? That's his perspective, his prerogative.
Wait a minute, Rob. Don't let him make you feel like I said that, because I did not say that. Because you got Rob not liking me. Rob's my guy.
No,
I didn't say that, Rob.
You're agreeing with Bulaga, and you can ask Brian this over the years. He and I have not always agreed.
Perfect. I think it's very fitting. Rob Demovsky joins us here on a Friday, normally a Wednesday. Quick aside, I have no idea when you play Wisconsin Lutheran High School, but I hope your team loses.
It's part of the playoff impact, but so it's De Pere, Wisconsin Lutheran a week from tomorrow night, which is wild card weekend.
Oh.
So I'm trying to figure out, I'm kind of hoping that they play at Detroit on like Sunday or Monday, so I can go to
that's positive.
Superior, Wisconsin Lutheran game, and then just if I have to hop in the car for a Sunday game, fine, I can get there and then fly home, fly back. Or if it's a Monday game, then I got no problem and I leave Sunday anyway. If it's at Dallas, I guess I'll be probably streaming that game from my hotel room.
I'll go for you if that happens. How about that? Also,
I've got tickets, so you can use mine if I'm not.
Cool,
me.
We'll use them. Hopefully you can go, but I'll use them too. That's a good game.
Also another thing we've threaded is 2 words to describe the Packers' identity this season.
2 words to describe. Boy, this is like a Mad Libs game.
Yeah, heck yeah.
2 words to describe it. Promising start, and I say that by promising start to the Jordan Love era.
Okay, good. I was gonna kick you off the air actually. If it was just like, and it's gonna end poorly.
Rob, a lot of
regardless of what happens, Ben, promising start to the Jordan Love era. That's why I went with that.
I like that. Put a guy with an expansive vocabulary on the spot like that. That's what you're going to get out of Rob Domofsky. A lot of similarities and parallels have been made between this season and last season with how this has all come up, right? Game at Lambeau, division opponent with nothing to lose for a chance to get in the playoffs, win, and you're in. Describe the difference in the locker room, though, this season versus last season as this game is leading up to Sunday.
Yeah, most of those guys don't
question.
care. Jordan Love, Brad, had nothing to do with that game last year. Jaden Reed, Dontavian Wicks, those guys weren't here. I think for the majority of the young people, the young guys on this team, it's a zero factor. Now, for a guy like Aaron Jones, a guy like Elton Jenkins, a guy like Jair Alexander, if he indeed is playing and is dialed in, like these guys know, as I'm sure you did, that you can't not take advantage of these situations when they come up. However, I think making the playoffs, and I said this to Wilde and Tausch this morning, to me, making the playoffs is more about so next year when you are a legitimate favorite, then you have this experience already banked, right? Like I liken it to the 2009 season here when Rodgers in 2008 they don't make the playoffs, they go 6-10. 2009 they get in, they get beaten overtime at Arizona. But it was like, all right, now they have a year of playoffs under their belt, and then the next year they get in, and we all know what happened in the 2010 Super Bowl run. But it's just, I think that's why I think winning this game is almost more important for the following years than it is this year. Not saying that they can't go on a run, because I do think they can win a game, and then you never know what happens in the matchups if somebody upsets somebody, and you go from there. But I just think that for let's say worst case scenario, they don't win and they don't get in, and then say they go 11-6 or 11 and whatever it is. I can't count that. I can't add to 17. They win 11, 12 games next year, and they're in the playoffs. But now they're having to answer questions. Well, this is your first time in the playoffs, that kind of storyline. By making the playoffs this year, that's already taken care of if they win, and then next year when they have which I fully expect them to be, one of the favorites or, at least the favorite to win this division next year. They've already had that playoff experience. It was sort of the same thing in the 90s when they could never get past Dallas. They couldn't get it over the hump. They couldn't get over the hump in the playoffs. And then, they finally do. They didn't have to play Dallas in 96. But it's like you need those scars. You need those experiences, to be able to move on. And I realize, not every team is going to have the same players back every year, but for the bulk of this team and the important players and coaches, they're going to be here next year. So to build on that with a playoff appearance is huge.
Rob Domofsky of ESPN joins us here, getting everything ready for the Bears and Packers on Sunday. It is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, and we turn it over to Kyle, who's beefing with Rob Domofsky.
Well, I'm not beefing, Rob. You gave me my feels right now, because now you got me having my vision, right? I'm envisioning what the future could look like, and that's why I think this game on Sunday is more important than the playoff game, because like you said, it gives you that experience. It kind of accelerates that timeline. But in order to win on Sunday, do the Packers need Jair to play well? That's the big question. Do you believe that Jair has actually learned his lesson from last week?
Well, yeah, that part. The second part of it with Jair, who knows? He definitely said the right things in his session with us on Wednesday. I don't know that necessarily translates to how he actually feels.
Did you feel it? Did you feel it? You've been around Jair for a while. Did you feel it?
Yeah, I felt like Jair knew he had to get up there and say what he did. Like he had to do it. He maybe didn't want to do it, but that's what he had to do. And sometimes just doing it, even if you don't want to act a certain way, is just as good as doing it if you want to. I don't, But here's the thing: I don't know that they necessarily have to have him at his best to win this game because other than DJ Moore, who do they have? Right? Like, who do the Bears really have as a second weapon? Mooney, I don't think is playing, right? Darnell Mooney.
Yeah, and I see that their cornerback, Jalen Johnson's doubtful.
Jalen Johnson, doubtful, even though he's saying all week that he was going to play. But, like, you think about the Tampa game, right, with, Mike Evans, so much focus on Mike Evans, and then
Chris Godwin.
Godwin beats him. I don't know that there's a Godwin in this game, and I think that's, you don't necessarily have to have Jair playing at his best because maybe you have, Valentine lock up, Moore, and I just don't think this is as dangerous a team. However, I mean, Cole Kmet, is a weapon, but you're obviously not going to.
Oh, I'm so scared.
But Rob, if Jair, we talked about this earlier this week. We know Jair has been a net negative for the Green Bay Packers this year, but don't you think on Sunday he can be a net positive just having him out there? He's a gamer, right?
You'd think so, but when's the last time
he's starting to sound like Brad Nortman over here, this Rob.
When's the last time you walked away from a game and said, man, Jair, he was unreal today? I just feel like, anecdotally, I feel like it's been a while without looking through his game logs.
He's a Pro Bowler, so.
Is it mental or physical, though, Rob, with Jair, or both?
I don't know that he's been the same since the shoulder injury in 2021, Brad. So I guess I don't know. That could be a physical thing that has turned into a mental thing, possibly. But I don't know that he's been the same since that injury.
Well, Rob, how about this? Before we let you go, you got to let us know why you would be most positive that the Green Bay Packers pull it off on Sunday.
Well, I think a couple of reasons. One, I just don't think the Bears have really. I know they beat the Lions, and that's in this stretch. But you look at the rest of their wins. I mean, who have they really beaten? Right? Like nobody overly impressive. And I just think too many things have fallen the Packers' way for them to have this opportunity where they don't have anybody else to blame but themselves. Like it's only them now. They don't need any other help. And I think when you can go into a game. And you're sort of freed up and that, hey, I don't have to look over my shoulder. I don't have to worry about what's happening, in Seattle or what's happening with the Rams or the 49ers or any of these other teams. Just go play. And I think that, to me, if I were playing, that would be a freeing feeling and one where I could just go out and just say, hey, we're going to get it done. And that's, kind of going back to Brad's physical or mental thing. To me, that's the mental part of the game. And when you're in Week 18, and you've been through this grind. I was actually just talking to Eric Stokes in the locker room about, he's not playing obviously, but he's like, man, it is such a long season. And so like, it almost doesn't matter, from a physical preparation standpoint, what you do, but from a mental standpoint, I think that's where, in Week 18, that's where games are won and lost. And for me, this team does seem like it's in a pretty good mental frame of mind. I mean, the locker room was really loose this afternoon. There were guys playing this shadow boxing game, which I was trying to figure out how you do it. There was a bunch of guys in the locker room doing that. So
you ain't never shadow box?
Not exactly the way this was. You're supposed to mimic the other person's move. Is that how Yeah, if it were me, Kyle, I probably would have just punched the guy in the face.
Yeah. No.
Let him know.
Probably on accident because he does not control them hands. Rob Demovsky.
So, yeah, I do think this team's in a pretty good spot, though. I really do. From a mental standpoint, I think they're in a pretty good
spot. Rob Demovsky of ESPN. He will join us next Wednesday. We hope on the right foot, getting him ready for whatever way he can get to his son's high school basketball game and the Packers' victory. Thanks, Rob.
All right, guys. We'll be seeing you. Have a great weekend.
That's Rob Demovsky of ESPN. And real quick, I do want to point out one thing that he said that I think affected the Green Bay Packers last year, even though it was supposed to work in their favor. You know how the game at 3 o'clock that Seattle won affected the Lions not making the playoffs? That quick turnaround mentally changes a lot. Like all week, they've been able to prepare mentally, knowing that they're winning, they're in, right? And that knowing that the opponent can't get in. They know this week, for the entire week, the Bears aren't getting in. It's up to them. And nothing around matters other than this game. There was more distractions last year. Stay focused. And I like this from Ryan McGuanago. As we said, 2 words to say what the Packers' identity is this season. They coming. I like that. We'll be back. More Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Woohoo!
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, presented by Bud Light.
No, some of those things I say act like I think I'm something that I'm not.
I mean, you can say finna. Say, listen, I'm finna do this show here from 5 to 6.
I'm finna do this show.
The Homer Hour finna be lit from 5 to 6.
No, I'll never say that again.
It rolls, though, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't. It's not me.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
Varsity on Wisconsin On Demand is home to all the latest and best Badgers content on ESPN Wisconsin. Subscribe on Apple, Spotify, Wisconsin On Demand, and wherever you get your podcasts. The Wisconsin football team and head coach Luke Fickell have made another splash in the transfer portal. Former Arkansas and Cincinnati inside linebacker Jaheim Thomas has announced his commitment to the University of Wisconsin for next season. Thomas led the way for the Razorbacks defense this past season, leading with 90 tackles, 6.5 tackles for loss, and 3.5 sacks. Jaheim Thomas is quite familiar with Wisconsin head coach Luke Fickell, spending his first 3 collegiate seasons at Cincinnati when Fickell was the head coach.
Badger Minutes on ESPN Wisconsin are brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule an appointment online today at PellaWI.com.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey, it's Jason Wilding for Associated Bank. Here in Wisconsin, we love our sports year-round, right down to the Packers games and the Lambeau Snow. If you want to show your love for the green and gold every day, you got it with Associated Bank's exclusive Packers checking account. A one-of-a-kind debit card, a 10% discount at the Packers Pro Shop, plus everything you'll score as an Associated Bank customer. Best of all, you'll get a banking partner based right here in the Midwest. Visit AssociatedBank.com/Packers to get started today. You've got this with Associated Bank. Member FDIC.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Take your new year to the next level with live experiences from Vivid Seats. Score tickets for all basketball, hockey, and pro football games. Plus, with a 100% buyer guarantee, Vivid Seats always has your back. See every buzzer beater, touchdown, and shootout live and in person with great deals on great seats. Plus, with Vivid Seats rewards, you can earn with every purchase, like surprise seat upgrades, birthday discounts, free tickets, and more. Just visit vividseats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now, and the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products, and we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Baby, winning you're in. Jordan Love's statement game. He's going to get more money if they win, and I stand by that. He's probably at anywhere 45 to 48 million. I think if he wins this game in his first season, when he's due for an extension, you give the man $50 million annually. Yeah. Kyle Wallace, you agree? Listen, I know you're scared about the dollars.
Yeah, I am scared about the dollar. I do want to build a team around Jordan Love, and if you give him every penny, then you're crunching pennies for other people. But yeah, I mean, pay the man whatever he's worth. Pay him. If it's $50 million, and give him 50.
You know why I know that he is able to take that contract and he deserves it is because he's able to play at this level with a bunch of other dudes that are making nothing, because that is what's going to happen. Whenever you pay your quarterback, I think about the 49ers with Brock Purdy. At some point, they're going to have to pay him. They're not going to be able to afford the Deebo Samuels and the Christian McCaffreys. So he's going to have to be throwing to guys making less. Jordan Love is already doing that. He's proving that his skill set is translatable to young dudes. Dudes that's making no money, you have to do that with a franchise quarterback.
Imagine when he gets his own, like true number one weapon. Not one developing, right. I love the development of the wide receivers, but imagine, right, if he gets his number one with these ascending young guys. That would be dangerous.
Are you afraid it would become a thing like Devontae Adams, where Aaron Rodgers is force-feeding it to certain guys?
No, because he's already proven that he'll throw it to anybody. Malik Heath, a random name who misses a catch, goes right back to him. Right? That's a good thing to see already in a young quarterback. He's not like, although we did see the Christian Watson over-targeting early in the season.
But I will say, Jordan Love's personality doesn't seem like somebody that will just pander to whoever the number one guy is. It's not his personality, not like Rodgers. The only thing that I think could get in the way of that is if you have a guy who's sort of a loudmouth.
Oh, come on now. Sparky Zach chimes in, and he goes, $50 million. Like, you're crazy. I'm hearing this. It's the going rate. Like especially after Daniel Jones, who's not even going to be the quarterback for his team, got a 4-year 160. If you look at the market, he's going to. I think he'll settle anywhere from 45 to 50 in that range, due to how the quarterback market continues to grow. The cap will be going up, and you just got to lock the guy in because, again, if you don't, he's on a contract next year where it's a low base salary, and he's only going to be making money off the incentives of his play this year. You got to extend him when he's eligible, and you got to get him what he's due. And if you don't, he'll be worth even more if he continues on this trajectory.
And that's what people have to understand, is that the market sets itself. And right now, where the market's at, 4 years from now, 50 won't be like, wow.
You might be on YouTube at ESPN Madison. You might be on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee. Or you might be listening and just thinking, why do they have crazy amounts of energy? Well, this game's huge. And Brad Nortman's in a tank. He's got SPF 50 on his nose. Apparently he's getting a headache.
Yeah, it's very strong scent. A headache is growing. I forgot what it's like to wear this strong of sunscreen.
I've never heard of somebody getting a headache from sunscreen, but here we are today. I'm in floaties because if the Green Bay Packers win, we jump in Lake Michigan. And Chris, this stemmed from a call, I believe it was Mo from Illinois, who likes to predict everything different each week, which I'll call him out for. But this was one of his finer predictions in which he said they're going to beat the Lions and the Chiefs. And I was like, based off what we've seen, I just can't believe that. Here's how we got to this point right now.
Look, crazier things have happened, Ben. Crazier things have happened.
I'm done.
I'm not in the Packers are going to the playoffs.
Hear Brad out is next, and I didn't want to scrap it, but we got to know. We're still going to hear Brad out. But I'm going to tell everyone about Palermo's Pizza. Hey, look, I'll eat all the crow. Mark this, Max. Like, I'm sure you have. Mark it. If I'm wrong, I'll jump in Lake Michigan naked at the end of the season. I will.
No one's asking for the naked part.
Yeah, we don't need the naked part. We got to post this on social media, so maybe,
whatever you need me to do, clothed, I will do.
All right, fair.
With the lack of clothing. Mark it.
Mark that. Mark that, please.
And what am I what's the official thing, just so I know?
I don't know. Just
making the playoffs?
Yes.
Yeah, make the playoffs.
If they make the playoffs, I will jump in Lake Michigan.
Perfect.
There we go. That was back in November, and somehow I've suckered Brad Nortman, Kyle Wallace,
he
and
said
Tori
I.
Lowe into jumping in Lake Michigan with me.
I many times. When I heard that, just I, and somehow it's we. But I'm okay with we because he is now. You hear what he was in November? He didn't believe it was going to happen, and now he's a Packer believer. And that's why I am gung-ho and excited about the opportunity not only for the Packers, but for me and for you, Brad, and for you, Ben.
Well, and you're usually able to
Lowe.
call out my energy, right? Like, if you know the energy's not there, you'll call it out.
I know it is fake. I know it is fake. But
Mhm.
listen, fellas, and you guys know I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to jump in Lake Michigan. This was not something that I was out. Honestly, when I found out and my mother told me, I said, hell no, I ain't jumping in Lake Michigan.
Yeah, Kyle was up. It was just me and Brad. And Kyle's mom texted him.
She said, baby, they saying you're jumping in Lake Michigan, not my baby. I said, hell no, I ain't jumping in Lake Michigan.
And here you are.
But here I am, excited for the opportunity to jump in Lake Michigan because what that means for my football team.
See, to me, it's going to be a celebration. Like
It's
I
gonna
have
feel
no
good.
problem. It's going to feel so good, so refreshing.
Super
It'll be the
good.
best feeling cold water 30 seconds of your life.
Oh,
Kyle
you're going to be in there
Wallace.
for 30 seconds? What are you doing?
30 seconds? Is that
You run in, you go all the way under, you get up from going under, and you run your butt
you
out.
got to like cold plunge it a little bit.
You
though,
can do
know?
whatever you like, but Kyle and I won't be on that train, I can guarantee you.
Absolutely. You said that perfectly.
We have an opportunity to watch the Packers do something special, and you have an opportunity to do something special for your life by going to the Princeton Club. Whether it's the 8 Madison locations, the one in New Berlin that I go to in the Milwaukee area, you will find your better tomorrow, and they have the lowest rates of the year right now. That's important for many reasons because you want to lock that in. Lock that in because free child care with your membership, open 24/7. I've done personal training, but they also provide something for everyone, so you find your passion and you keep going. And again, it's an experience thing, right? When you walk in the club, you feel the community aspect that keeps you coming back for more. The equipment's always getting better. The locker room's always getting better. Lowest rates of the year. A place that makes you feel at home. Find your better tomorrow at the Princeton Club. We are going to call our shots for Sunday's game. We'll be back in 2 minutes. You can call your shot as well. Coming up next.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
Hi, this is former Badger Pro Football Hall of Famer Joe Thomas. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison. Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio. This is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
What's happening, Madison? I'm Alex Gravett. This is your Sports Center brought to you by the Green and Gold Fix podcast featuring the best Packers conversation from daily ESPN Wisconsin shows and original, exclusive content. Subscribe at Green and Gold Fix podcast on Apple, Spotify, Wisconsin On Demand, and wherever you get your podcast. And you want to stay locked on right there because it's winning in for the Green Bay Packers. The playoffs have not officially started, but for the Packers, every game is do or die, and they're preparing to take on the division rival Chicago Bears this weekend with the season on the line. The Packers are coming off of one of their best defensive performances this past week against the Vikings, and they're getting star cornerback Jair Alexander back from suspension. However, many people are questioning whether or not he should suit up, but Joe Barry is happy to have a two-time Pro Bowler back from suspension.
Ja's been phenomenal this week. He really has. And still Jair Alexander. When you get him back in the building and back with the potential of the availability, it's great to have him with us and back in the fold.
Packers are 3-point favorites and kickoffs at 3:25 on Sunday. We'll have coverage leading up to kickoff and immediately following the final whistle right here on 100.5.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studios in Madison, this is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I wish it was game day. I wanted to be like 4 hours till kickoff and start screaming, but, I'll still keep screaming because we're excited for the win and you're in opportunity. It's Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Huh?
They can watch us on Sunday.
Yeah, they can. Green Bay Game Day pregame show. That'll be noon to 3:15, 3:20. Kyle Wallace, Jason Wilde in the second hour, Alex Strofe, and Tori Lowe. And then I believe Kyle Wallace and I were working on setting up a live stream in which we'll be watching the game. And I will not be getting on Kyle's nerves because we are keeping the energy focused on doing anything to win this game and get to the playoffs.
Positive vibes only, man. I can't have that negativity.
He's Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman here to my left, Chris Larson behind the glass running the show. And I believe Alex Strofe might be on the board. What a treat. What a treat. That's in Madison, that is. 800-990-3776. Again, 800-990-ESPN is your number to get into the ESPN Wisconsin Talking Text line. You can see our wacky playoff plunge outfits on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee, at ESPN Madison. And I want to do something quick because I have these yellow glasses on, and I honestly can't wait for you to trade glasses with me because these light up the world. They're yellow glasses that when you put on, if you're having a down day, a cloudy day, boom, snap of the finger, turns your day around. Brad Nortman or Kyle Wallace, who would like to trade with me?
Go right ahead, Brad.
I'll trade.
All right, here you go. Wait till you see what these do, Kyle. Real quick, you talk while I trade.
Well, we're gonna sit here and watch him trade off on the glasses. And by the way,
not a play-by-play guy.
Wait,
you like those?
Wait a minute. I feel like, you know when you turn up your TV brightness and it's like all of a sudden like colors start. I actually feel like it is more sunny in here. This is crazy.
Right, you look like a dad.
Who doesn't like sun? Who doesn't like sun?
I got all the dad vibes.
Now, I'm very curious of what they look like now. And also, shout out to Brad for having the earbuds today. Because usually we have the big, headphones over our ears. But he dressed for the occasion. He has this nice little bucket, little sombrero hat on. And then he also has the earbuds. I like that.
I had to dive deep into our AV bin to try to find earbuds. I haven't worn plug-in earbuds in a long time.
Now,
so, yes, I'm fully into the Green Bay Packers plunge.
I have to ask this.
Go ahead.
You said AV bin. Knowing you, I really think he probably has the AV bin somewhere in his house where he has all his technology.
Yes. I don't know what you're talking about. What's the AV what?
Like we've got like a storage bin.
That makes a lot of sense.
Headphones and
that makes a lot of
cords, HDMI cords.
Electronics.
Yes, of course.
Stored,
labeled,
organized.
I know exactly where it is.
We have wireless headsets
for
here.
Like
we have wired headsets. We have wired earbuds.
Yep.
Here's our Bluetooth speaker box.
Yes, the Bluetooth speakers were in the AV box.
Oh, jeepers.
But it's all organized and credited. You guys, don't you worry. You need something, we got you. The Nortman household got it figured out.
He sounds like such a nerd when he goes into his like organizational mode. He goes, at the Nortman household, we got it all taken care of.
The AV bin, my goodness.
Quickly, Mike in Middleton, 800-990-3776. We got to call our shot, but I love hearing from all of you in KBN Nation as we get ready for this game. What do you got?
Hey, guys, I want to preface this by saying I think Green Bay will win on Sunday, but I'm still very nervous. One thing I want to point out, people keep saying the end of last season was chaotic. I want to remind people we were going into that Detroit game off a 4-game winning streak, beating Chicago, beating the Rams, going down to Miami on Christmas Day and upsetting them. And then we smashed the Vikings 41-17, just like we just smashed them this last week, except that was on the road last week, and we beat them at home last year. I felt a lot more confident going into that last game against Detroit, especially after they lost. I figured they'd have an emotional swing. I'm amazed that they were able to get their mindset and not crumble, knowing they weren't going to make the playoffs if they beat us. I give the Lions all the credit in the world. The Bears have the advantage in this case of this is their Super Bowl. They know they can just let anything happen. Remember last year in that Detroit game, they were running reverses. They were going for it on 4th down. Now, Dan Campbell does that anyway.
Yes, he does that anyways. They're not going to change.
Yes, correct. Well, what I'm saying is Chicago could do that in this game. That's what you got to worry about. The Bears have nothing to lose, so the Bears could do that in this game. The other reason I'm really nervous about this game is we suck against the run. The Bears are second in the NFL running the ball at 145 yards a game and have run for 176 yards a game in their last 3 games, including against the Falcons last week, who have one of the better
Mike, I love
defenses.
you, but we got to keep the good vibes rolling. That's too much negativity right now. I feel like Brad Nortman is here again. Like, did you call from the studio?
I said, guys, Nortman Nation, call in.
Nortman Nation.
Support your boy.
All right, it's time to call our shot. Let's get a little football music going, Chris.
Okay, here we go. We've had enough negativity for one segment. I'm officially turning it to positive vibes. Jordan Love's going to have a great game, but he alone cannot win this game for the Green Bay Packers. Here is me calling my shot. Guys, Justin Fields, he's played in 12 games this year. He has 10 fumbles, 9 interceptions. That's 19 turnovers in 12 games played. The Packers are not known for causing turnovers, but this game, they're going to cause 3 turnovers attributable to Justin Fields. You're going to get a Rashawn Gary sack fumble. You're going to get a Quay Walker pop like a peanut punch out when he's running the ball, and a Carrington Valentine interception. That's 2 fumbles and an interception for Justin Fields. They're going to give up yards, okay? The defense is going to give up yards, but 3 turnovers is going to be the difference in this game.
There it is. That's Brad's call your shot.
I got it before the buzzer.
I like the way he said Carrington Valentine. Not Valentine, but I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Carrington Valentine, are you ready to step up and make a play?
I will let him use that. Branding.
I'm cool with it.
Respond. Yeah,
I'm
what
cool
are your
with
thoughts?
it.
Good shot?
You called a lot of shots, if I'm being honest. You had a Quay Walker peanut punch. You had a Carrington Valentine pick. Like, call your shot is call your shot, not shots. I like a volume shooter. Kyle.
So here's where I'm going, fellas. This is a big game. And I think in big games and big moments is when legacies are built. And there's going to be a new legacy, a dawn of a new time. And that time on Sunday will officially be Love time here in Lambeau. For me, I think this is Jordan Love's moment. We've seen him tear it up last week. We've seen him do well this whole season. Do you know Jordan Love is top 10 for quarterbacks in their first season with most touchdown passes in their first season? Did you guys know that?
I do now.
That's how good Jordan Love has been this year. But this is the game where he becomes the man and puts everybody on notice. Jordan Love will have 3 total touchdowns, will throw for over 250 yards, and will lead the Green Bay Packers to the playoffs. This is where his
There it is.
Ooh.
You got to get it in.
You got to get it in. His legacy is born on Sunday.
It's call your shot, not write a poem that's over a paragraph. All right, here we go. Calling my shot, Ben Brust style. Whatever numbers you said, I'm fine with. All that matters is Jordan Love is going to continue to be the guy that we have seen elevate this team in the moments that matter most. So they're going to win, and the headlines on First Take on Monday, on SportsCenter at night, every headline, you will see Jordan Love everywhere. Whatever publication you read, whatever you see, you will turn left, you will turn right, you will look up at the TV, you will be out and about, and you will see the man becoming the next great Green Bay Packer quarterback that nobody can deny, and that is Jordan Love. Boom! Cannot be denied by that one.
I like it.
No, we agree.
So 2 Jordan Love takes.
Yeah, his legacy is born on Sunday, fellas. This is it. This is his moment.
I will say this is a unique situation for him because it does seem like, there are certain things that you just judge a Packer quarterback by, and how you beat the Bears, that is one of them, for better or for worse. This is a big opportunity for him. I don't think he's going to bow down to the pressure. I think he's going to thrive.
800-990-3776. Ryan McGuana goes, Brad is right on again. We got JB chiming in with a little bit of dose of his reality that I don't believe in. I'm calling my shot. We will lose him because of Jair. Not letting that happen here. Chef Ed wants to give a shout out to Brad for being in 3rd place for our Cover 5 contest. He's been crushing it, and he calls his shot of 34-17. Call your shot on YouTube at ESPN Madison, at ESPN Milwaukee, or 800-990-3776. And a shot that can always be called, that always delivers, is 855-PELA-WI.
That's right, because Pella Windows and Doors, they always deliver. Like how we call our shots, they call their shot, and that is extreme customer satisfaction, always delivering. And oh yeah, by the way, winter's on its way. And that's because the cold weather is coming. You need Pella's Windows and Doors to be able to protect your home, keep that heat inside where it matters. And guess what? They're coming with a incredible deal for you right now in order to do that. If you book by January 31st, you will get 0% for up to 36 months. That's right, 36 months. That's 3 years of 0%. I don't know where you can find that deal anywhere, but you can find it with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. That's right, no interest for up to 36 months. But if you book by January 31st, visit PellaWI.com.
So here's an interesting question we're going to pose to everybody out there. 800-990-3776. This is not something that we want to do. This is something we want to paint light to because Jordan Love can end this. When is the last time the Packers won a significant game at Lambeau Field? Right? We're going to turn this into a positive because I think Jordan Love's going to do it. But like when it comes to Lambeau Field, we're going to dive in a little bit deeper as to how they fared in the games that have mattered most and we need Lambeau Field to matter a lot on Sunday. 800-990-3776. We talk to you and us next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Listen, Diana, that's her name. Listen, we all about positive manifestation. I like you, Diana. All it is
Dirty
negative.
Diana.
Criticize.
Dirty Diana.
You, Kyle.
Love you too, girl.
I love you, Kyle.
I love you too. That's what I'm talking about. The real Packer Nation.
Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
You take a morning walk to pick up burgers and beers. You tidy the house for 10 fellow football fans. And your biggest chore? Loading the Bud Light into the fridge. It all pays off because nothing is as easy to enjoy as a Sunday full of football. And beer. Bud Light. Easy to Sunday, easy to enjoy. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch. Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau.
The standards have been set from quarterbacks that have been here before us, and you're trying to continue to raise your game until you get to that bar.
This is your green and gold fix on 100.5 ESPN.
You're going to evolve throughout the course of the season. It's always the fine line of what's too much.
This green and gold fix is driven by Metro Ford.
The Packers take on the Chicago Bears Sunday in a win-and-in playoff scenario. Last season, Green Bay lost their regular season finale to the Lions, which kept them out of the postseason. However, quarterback Jordan Love says this team isn't using that loss in Week 18 last year as motivation this time around.
I don't think we need to use that. I think this team is motivated enough, just the situation we have to get into the playoffs and how bad we want that. Like I said, just with the season we've had, the bumps along the road, but to put ourselves in position, I think everybody's very motivated.
It's the Packers and Bears Sunday from Lambeau Field. Kickoff is set for 3:25.
Purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Ford at Metro Ford of Madison on the east side today.
Life has its moments, times to remember and share. Make the most of those special occasions by visiting Goodman's Jewelers at 220 State Street. John Hayes from Goodman's Jewelers. We're here to help you make that perfect selection for your memorable moment. When you think of diamonds, you hear about color, cut, clarity, and carat weight. We can help you understand that. But we're equally concerned with earning your trust with the quality of our selection and our service. GoodmansJewelers.com, in the heart of downtown Madison. Truly a destination worth reaching.
Big trucks can be intimidating. If you've been seriously injured in a truck crash, call Gruber Law Offices today. Trucking law can be extremely complicated. You don't want to take on the insurance company alone. Gruber Law Offices has the experience, the resources, and of course, the results. We know truck law. We know the rules and regulations. We know what it takes to win. Call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Now, during Staples Print Big Sale, get $20 off your print purchase of $100 or more, $50 off your print purchase of $200 or more, and $100 off your print purchase of $300 or more. So the more you print at Staples, the more you save. To demonstrate, print at Staples, you save. But if you print at Staples, you save. See how that works? Staples Print Big Sale. Print more, save more. Up to $100. Ends 2/10. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Hi, this is Scott Trout of Cordell & Cordell. There are a lot of great dads out there. Sometimes those dads get divorced. For more than 30 years, we have represented men in divorce, confronting the pitfalls that could devastate your finances or harm your family relationships. While every situation is different, our goal is to get the best outcome for you and your kids. Visit CordellCordell.com to take the first step.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Madison area attorneys. 8040 Excelsior Drive, Suite 403, Madison, Wisconsin, 53717.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I believe that Jordan Love will be an NFL A-lister on Monday. He's going to do what he's shown that he's capable of, but in the biggest moment of the season. I want him on Patty Mahomes. I want him on Joe Burrow. I want him on Justin Herbert. I want him on those QB1 of the future radars that everyone's talking about for a long time to come. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin, presented by the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light. And you never know, there could be an opportunity for you to see your hometown team we're talking about, because they're making it easy to score a Super Bowl 58 ticket with the largest playoff and Super Bowl ticket giveaway ever. And when I say it's easy, it's super easy. You buy some Bud Light, you upload proof of purchase, and you're entered to win a chance to go to Super Bowl 58. So scan the QR code, show that proof of Bud Light purchase, and you can win a VIP experience in Las Vegas for Super Bowl 58. Must be 21 years or older. Please drink responsibly. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman here. And here's the thing, right? We're going positive vibes only because I think this is the time that we can finally put this conversation to rest. It's been way too long at Lambeau Field for the primetime significant victory. Kyle Wallace, when's the last time you remember a Lambeau Field victory where it meant the world to you?
Yeah, I mean, the big one I can recall is I remember 2014, and there's a lot
that
of
sounds horrible. That's 9 years ago.
I mean, there's a 2016 one that was big, but the 2014 one to me was big because the Packers had already clinched a playoff berth, but they played the Detroit Lions in that game, and I was there. I was at that game. And do you guys remember the game where the Packers played the Lions, and the winner gets the first round bye, and the loser got the 6th seed, and Aaron Rodgers went down with a calf injury in the first half in that football game? I'm at that game, freezing cold, and out comes Aaron Rodgers in the second half on one leg.
He's done that a couple times.
Yeah,
I remember the home opener against the Bears at Lambeau. He came out with like everyone thought he was done, and then he threw second half. They were down 18-0 to the Bears. That's why they're going to beat the Bears. They just find a way no matter what.
And that was one of the most memorable games as well. But then, of course, run the table season. I think that was 2016 where the Packers went on and win some of the games.
So stay with me. I think you brought up my point exactly, right? Let's go backwards a little bit. 2022, obviously last year they lost to the Lions in this same situation. 2021, you finally get your number 1 seed in a bye to host a playoff game with fans. And obviously the defense showed up and Aaron Rodgers over-targeted Devontae Adams, and they did not win what would have been the biggest game of the season at Lambeau Field. 2020, I didn't care that they beat Jared Goff and the Rams. Like, it was about Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers against each other at Lambeau Field in 2020. They did not get that game done. And again, 2019, no one's like, oh, I remember when they beat Seattle in the wild card round. You remember Raheem Mostert running for 500 yards at San Francisco. So that wasn't like anything significant at Lambeau Field that season. 2018, obviously not a great year. The year Mark McCarthy they said bye-bye to Mike. So now, like, we're getting into Kyle Wallace territory where it's like, is this the opportunity for Jordan Love to, like, have his moment at Lambeau Field and kind of break this, I don't want to say curse, but negative mantra there's been around?
Well, I remember when I was playing 2012 to 2015, when I was on the Panthers,
cool.
we had those years.
Cool.
I wish we would have played the Packers in the playoffs to crush their hopes one time. But
what the heck?
That's right.
Oh, wow. That was
course.
deserved.
I just threw a basketball at Brad Norton.
Deserved to you two.
No, that was deserved.
How so?
That's the energy you're going to put. I wish
we got some sensitive guys right here.
I wish you would say that again.
I wish that we
you see him shadow box?
Playoffs to beat them.
Have you seen him shadow box?
Oh, yeah.
I don't care how strong. I don't care how strong you are.
He's
coming at your head.
Let me land this plane for a minute after you guys rudely
interrupted me.
A lot of turbulence
right now.
Rudely interrupted me with commentary. We were both playoff teams during that 2012 to 2015 time when we were potentially facing one another in the NFC playoffs. I remember when we were talking amongst the locker room, like, where do you want to go to play a playoff game? Honestly, nobody wanted to go play at Lambeau. It was like, man, we don't want to go up in the cold. They're good at home. Like, there was a certain
mystique.
Yeah, mystique and a certain, like, characteristic where it's like, we don't want to have to go and play there, right? But and every time since then, you're talking 2014 and 2016, 2019, 2022, I remember those conversations. So when I watch, now we're tired as a fan, I can be like, oh boy, here we go, Packers at Lambeau, it's going to be a victory, and they've fallen short. So what was lost maybe 10 to 15 years ago, I feel like this is an opportunity to reclaim it.
I like that.
Thank you. I knew you would.
It's time to reclaim the mystique of Lambeau Field.
It is, and isn't this perfect timing, right? And here's the thing. Brett Favre was the one who lost his mystique when he lost the Atlanta Falcons, I think in like 2001 or 3, whatever it was back then when Mike Vick ran all over the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers did an okay job keeping it, but we didn't get over the hump. with this new opportunity with Jordan Love. Jordan Love on Sunday. This game is more than about just making the playoffs this year. This is, like I said before, me and Ben said, it's about the legacy. It's about saying, I am going to be better than Aaron Rodgers. This could be the start of building your own journey, being better than Aaron Rodgers and surpassing him, and this could be number one on the list, beating the Chicago Bears, having a memorable game for fans to remember that got you into the playoffs your first year as a starter. This is when it starts.
Angie, 800-990-3776 chimes in. She's blaming global warming for Lambeau Field's mystique being gone. No, it's going to snow potentially. It's going to be cold. We're going to get it back. Ryan chimes in. The mystique is gone. That's because you, Ryan, I believe, are a Bears fan, and you were the exact reason why the mystique will come back.
Also the fans, though, man. It's also the fans. They got to be into it. That Chiefs game, we did Green Bay game day for Sunday Night Football, and I just felt that energy with fans walking in, that place was going to be electric. And you know what? Our team fed off of that. The Packers fans on Sunday, we on Sunday need to go into Lambeau Field and make sure they have a 12th man. Make sure they had a home field advantage. When they are on offense, the Bears are, you're loud as you can be. Every time you yell and you scream, they actually feel you. I want Bears fans to get chills when they walk out there, not because it's cold, because they feel the presence of Packer Nation.
You know, and when I think about when this team played best at home, from the Favre days to the early Rodgers days, there was two things. It was a quarterback that was slinging confident, and it was a defense and guys in the trenches that were tough. And I wouldn't necessarily call this team a super tough team.
What? You're not saying anything wrong there. I mean, of all the things you said, you're not going to get flack at saying this defense is a little soft.
Yeah, and so, that is one area where not only this year but going into the future, a tough defense at Lambeau Field. Nobody wants to go play in 30 degrees in weather and get thumped against a tough defense. So it's one of the things that the Packers can do to help reclaim that mystique.
800-990-3776. Again, 800-990-ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line for you to get in the show. And on YouTube, hopefully somebody here, and I don't know this, so I want somebody to hopefully know this. I know Kyle probably won't. BBJ chimes in and says, Brad looks like Sean Penn in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Anyone? Come on. Chris, have you seen it?
I've seen it, yeah.
Is it spot on? Because we got a couple people agreeing.
It's pretty spot on.
Spicoli?
Too, yeah. Yep, Spicoli, yeah.
Hold on, how you know I didn't know?
Because you don't watch movies.
What movie is this?
Exactly.
Well, he's a surfer dude in that movie, too. And by the way, I got to say, I've been dressing the part. I got my SPF on, which I always do. We're halfway through the show. I've got a legitimate headache that's starting to build in my temples right here. It's too strong. The scent of the sunscreen is too strong.
Here we go.
Wipe it off.
Do you know how this is so perfect?
Why?
He punted in the NFL. Clearly wasn't a middle linebacker. Clearly wasn't a tight end. I have sunscreen on my nose.
Those guys
it's
are
giving me a headache.
Sunscreen on their faces. They don't know true adversity until you put sunscreen on your face, and that's all you smell for an hour and a half. Think about that. That's like torture in some countries.
You do look amazing on stream. I'm not going to lie. You got white arms and a white nose and a great hat. 800-990-3776. Streaming on YouTube at ESPN Madison, at ESPN Milwaukee. Now, what we are going to do next is what we do every Friday, and that's our Cover 5 pick. So we're going to need a KBN Nation guest picker, but the best kicker about this is we're doing 4 bets that are focused on the Packers game on Sunday. So 1 straight-up bet for the Packers, 1 for the national championship, and 3 surprise prop bets. So we're going to need a KBN Nation guest picker to make some picks, getting you ready for this Bears-Packers game on Sunday, which the Packers will win. That is our KBN Nation guarantee. So let's go caller 3, 800-990-3776. You will be the KBN Nation guest picker, in which we hope and we believe will not be the last time that we do this, as they will be making the playoffs, and we do it again next Friday. 800-990-3776. Caller 3, you will be our KBN Nation guest picker.
All I need are some tasty waves, cool buzz, and I'm fine.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light.
Great to see you again.
Oh, you need some.
And then I said, I appreciate it. The same goes for you. Let me know everything I can do for you. Obviously, what am I going to do for Russell Wilson? You're the man.
Babysit his kids when they go to Carolina.
Fake relationship of all time.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Don't accept anything less than your best self.
If you're feeling more run down than you did when you were younger, struggling to lose weight, losing muscle tone, trouble sleeping, and loss of libido can all be signs that you need to see Dr. Nestor Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. Jim Rutledge here. Change your life and see if hormone optimization is right for you. Don't settle for less than the best. Go to Carbon World Health. Learn more at carbonworldhealth.com or give them a call at 608-709-8089.
Ben Brust to tell you about one of my favorite teams in the area, Zimbrick European. For over 3 years, I've trusted them with my car buying process, and I'm never going anywhere else. From Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, their pre-owned and Sprinter vans, they have something for everyone. Don't drive something ordinary when you can drive something extraordinary. I love the sexiest car on the lot that I found this time, a nice Zimbrick Mercedes. Find what you love. Test drive, and they will make leasing affordable. Zimbrick European.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
Dash the Dane. That's right, Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company has expanded their delivery offerings with DoorDash. New customers get $5 off your first order of $25 or more. And don't forget, Dash Pass subscribers always receive free delivery. Order delivery today at GreatDanePub.com or on the DoorDash app and get food delivered from the Great Dane closest to you. Downtown, Hilldale, Fitchburg, or East Madison. Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company, Madison's home for craft beer and pub food since 1994.
After every Green Bay game, there's only one place to react. Join Gabe Neitzel, Homer, and Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher on Green Bay Game Night.
Those who believe that the future of the Green Bay Packers is Jordan Love at quarterback got the perfect game.
Your one-stop shop for analysis, insight, and maybe even overreaction.
This is a perfect example of why Joe Barry is so bad. They did nothing.
Green Bay Game Night, every week on 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love, with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Hey, it's Bobby Portis, and I love playing basketball in Milwaukee. When I drive down the lane, I move fast and make sudden moves to drive to the hoop and score. But when I'm behind the wheel in the driving lane, I control my drive. I don't speed or make sudden movements. Speeding and reckless driving are the leading causes of traffic injuries and deaths in Wisconsin. Do what I do. Control your drive. Don't speed. Don't be reckless. Zero in Wisconsin. Together we can save lives. Wisconsin DOT.
Football Sunday. It's a critical showdown in the NFC North.
Romeo Dobbs in the end zone. He's got it. Touchdown.
The Chicago Bears storm into Lambeau Field to face Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers, who secure a wild card berth with a victory.
It means everything. The season's obviously on the line. Hopefully our fans will show up and give us that edge.
They want to take everything that we work for. Not today.
We're on the Packers playoff push. This is 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
I know it's 10:35 and I can feel your arms around me. Let them drown me. I know it's 10:35 and I'm
Ernie in a barn near Elroy chimes in. Thank you for being the voice of reason, Brad. Kyle can't help his Packer fandom has been his flip-flop more than ever in his life.
Who that?
Ernie in a barn.
Ernie? What is Ernie? What barn?
Go under the barn and hide.
Right. I like Bert better anyways.
There we go. 800-990-3776. We have our KBN Nation guest picker for what we do every Friday. And this time we have a special edition with some more Packer bets here for Cover 5 picks. Chris, let's get a quick standings update, if you may, while I welcome in Brian from Hales Corners. Brian, happy Friday. Are you more confident or nervous for Sunday?
I'm confident, but I'm still worried about that defense.
Fair enough. I think that's a fair response. Chris, what do you got?
All right, so going off last week, Week 17, we had Ben, Brad, and Kyle each at 4-1 last week.
Hey.
KBN Nation Picker 3-2. So the total team standings now for the year up to date. Ben in the lead at 42-27-1, followed by Kyle at 38-31-1, then Brad at 35-34-1, and the KBN Nation Pickers not doing so hot. 25-44-1 in last place.
Wow, I wish I was doing this well in real life, and I wish I was fading the KBN Nation guest picker. Maybe, Brian, you can change that. You want to roll these, Chris, or you want me to?
I can roll them, yeah.
Let's do it. Start us off.
All right, let's start off with...
That way they don't get mad at me for going last and all that. You can control this game,
Let's
Chris.
start off first with the National Championship game Monday night in Houston. Michigan taking on the Washington Huskies. Michigan minus 4.5.
Pick somebody, because I don't want to pick. Chris, pick somebody.
I'm taking Michigan minus 4.5.
No. You got to pick the person, so I don't want to get in trouble.
Okay, let's go with Ben first.
All right, there we go. I will go with Michigan minus 4.5. Public money I saw is on Washington plus 4.5. Team of Destiny. I'm not anti-Michigan for some reason. I like Harbaugh. Give me Michigan minus 4.5.
I like Michigan. I think they've been from start to finish the best team in the country. They just beat a tough Alabama team. You know, they have shown the ability to win against any type of style in any venue. Give me Michigan.
Let's go to Brian in Hales Corners.
Hey, I'm thinking I'm going to go Michigan also.
All right, Kyle.
Here's the thing. I'm going Michigan, but it sounds like you guys are picking Michigan to win.
Yeah, they're minus 4.5.
Win
I'm
and
thinking
cover.
Plus. Oh, wait a minute. Y'all know
Why do you always mess this up?
Because-
You've been doing
wow.
Sunday Karma with Craig Karmazin for how long?
So Michigan basically.
Michigan needs to win by 5 or more.
Oh, Washington.
We've been doing this
Washington.
all year. I'm
It's
going to tackle you.
Hey, I was confused by the way y'all was talking. Y'all was talking like this, you guys think that.
No, don't put this on us. Do not put this on us.
I'm going Washington.
All right,
I'm
there
going
we go.
Washington. I
Chris,
think
what we got
Washington
next?
will win.
That was a train wreck.
We'll save the Packers-Bears matchup for last in the game who's going to win it. Let's go with the game itself, though. Jordan Love over/under 1.5 total touchdowns. Let's go with Brad first here.
Give me the over on that. I think he's going to have at least 2, probably more like 3. They're going to need him to score because I think they will do their best to stop the run game. And I'm confident Jordan Love is going to show up and deliver to score points for the Packers on Sunday. Give me the over.
Man, this sounds like easy money. It was easy money last week on Aaron Jones. I think it's easy money here on Jordan Love. 1.5, that's it. I'm going with J. Love on this one.
Okay, Brian, what do you got?
Definitely going with Jordan Love also. I think he's going to get 3 this week.
All right, that's the over. I'll go over for obvious reasons. Touchdownsforlove.com raised $35,000 going to Guarding Against Cancer. We're up to $2,500 from pledges per touchdown. If he gets 2 touchdowns, that's $40,000 to Guarding Against Cancer. Coach Guard, the University of Wisconsin men's basketball coach, Cancer Foundation, which has raised over $8 million since 2016. Let's move on, Chris.
Let's move on to Justin Fields over/under rushing 53.5 total yards for the Bears quarterback. Let's start with Kyle first on this one.
I'm going to go Justin Fields under.
You're killing me.
What was that?
Because I'm processing in my mind. I'm going to go Justin Fields under. I'm going to go Justin Fields under on this one. I got to have the positive energy. I got to believe in the Green Bay Packers defense, and I got to believe they're going to slow him down. So I'm going to go under on this one.
Hey, it's going to be over. Justin Fields wants to run. He wants to run the football. If DJ Moore isn't open or Cole Kmet, he's just going to put the ball down and run. And this defense has shown the ability. We will give you yards in chunks at a time. He will go over that rushing yard.
Yeah, I'm going to go over as well for the same reason, right? Like, his default when his passing isn't there is to run. And I remember a couple years back when Fields was first starting to get going, right? I think he had over 100 yards against the Packers, and then he threw 2 picks late when they had to pass the ball. So, again, his default is run. I think he goes over. Brian, what do you got?
Unfortunately, I have a bad feeling that he's going to go over also.
All right, there we go. Chris, next.
All right, let's move on to this. Will Joe Barry, Packers defensive coordinator, be employed by 2 o'clock on Monday when the show is on next? Let's start with Brian on this one.
Yeah, I think he's going to. I just hope they don't keep him longer than until next year.
All right. Brad?
Well, so now this is an interesting question because if the Packers win, he will be still employed. It will just be a matter of if the Packers lose, he won't be. But I think the Packers are going to win. I think they're going to have a playoff game next Sunday, so I still think Joe Barry will be defensive coordinator this time on Monday.
Okay, now I know this isn't the question. Can I switch my other one?
Oh my! No, you can't. You can't. You are killing this segment. You are killing this segment. You are suspended for the rest of this segment. You have to text your picks to Chris Larson. I will go with yes. He will still be employed by 2 p.m. on Monday.
Yes,
Chris, move on.
Yes. It changes to Justin Fields over.
All right. Finally up, Packers-Bears, Sunday, 3:25 at Lambeau Field. The Pack favored by 3. Let's start off with Ben on this one.
I look like an idiot on stream yelling at Kyle with floaties on. I got the Packers minus 3 because even if we push, it's winning by a field goal. I got the lead here. I'll protect it. Packers minus 3. Kyle, go ahead, kid.
Pick me. I'm ready for this one, baby. This one's easy. I ain't got to think about this one.
Pick me.
Green Bay, baby. We're going to cover that one. We're going to cover that one easy, baby. I ain't worried about it. We ain't worried about nothing. I'm good on that one. Go, Pack, go.
Brian, what do you got?
Oh, definitely Packers. Definitely going to hit this one. Go Pack, go!
There it is, Brian from Hales Corners.
I love me some Brian from Hales Corners.
Yeah, but the problem is KBN Nation guest pickers have been really bad.
25, 44, and 1.
And
they do well probably on the Packers, right?
No, because they probably pick every Packer good thing, and that's why they're losing on the wrong times. Brad, what do you got?
You know, I did have my concerns earlier in the show. Those concerns remain. I don't think this will be an easy game, but I do think the Packers will win. I do think they will cover.
There it is. KBN Nation picks. Hopefully not the last time we do it. But I got to tell you about Screamin' Sicilian Pizza because I call it the victory pizza. I call it the perfect pizza to put in when you see the celebration happening. You preheat the oven maybe in the fourth quarter because you know when you taste that victory that you can then pop in a nice Screamin' Sicilian, whether it's the I'm stuffed crust cheese pizza, the tavern style, which is that cracker style. It's so good. It reminds me of going to the bar after a game when I was in middle school, high school, having that nice bar pizza. But now you have it accessible at home. They have the Thin and Crispies and the OG Scream. So get your singing voices ready, boys, because the Bessie's Revenge is the best cheese pizza in the world. Brad loves the Holy Pepperoni. You have the Boss Hog, which is a great sausage pizza. The Supremus Maximus, the Mother of Meat, the Mambo Italiano. Mambo! Find your Screamin' pleasure in your local grocer's freezer, and if you will be caller 10 for Jordan Love, caller 10 is going to win a Palermo's Pizza Party Pack. That's right, Palermo's Pizza Party Pack. Caller 10, 800-990-3776. Again, 800-990-ESPN to win a Palermo's Pizza Party Pack. 800-990-3776. Caller 10, you win a pizza prize pack. Coming up next, that's Rutledge and Hamilton. Crosstalk. Don't go anywhere. Jim Rutledge
is
crazy.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, presented by Bud Light.
Giannis does look like a longer, he beats on his body, kind of plays so rough, you wonder about. Shut up, Max. Yeah.
I'm not letting that one.
Yeah, I just realized beats on his body. I meant physical.
I don't know what y'all talking about.
Physicality down
come
there.
On, Kyle.
No, you guys are. I don't know what it is, but I'm sure your minds are in the gutter. Grow up.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin